into it now. Scott, is it Laquis or Iaquis? Let me know in the chat. But that was so frustrating to watch, to be honest. Absolute missed opportunity for us. And I assume you're a Liverpool fan because I've seen you before on my channel. So, Saeed Belkacem, welcome to the stream. How was your day today? Says Dr. Danger 539. My day was quite good, to be fair. It always is on a Saturday when there's loads of football on. But in terms of this game, I mean, a bit of mixed emotions, to be honest. Because on the one hand, I will definitely take the point because, you know, down to 10 men at half time, Liverpool absolutely poured pressure onto us for most of the second half, if not all the second half. So I think to get away from Anfield with 10 men for half of the game, I think to get away from that with a point is quite a positive result on the whole. But just so frustrating the way it went out, because in the first half I think we were absolutely brilliant. I thought we did our jobs to absolute perfection, to be perfectly honest. I think we should have had 2 or 3 before half time. Maybe that's being biased, but there was a lot of opportunities there when the likes of Havertz, Lukaku or Mount in the front three were a little bit too indecisive in the final third and could have slotted someone through and, you know, basically been one-on-one and given ourselves essentially a tap-in, to be honest. But yeah, the decision making in the first half wasn't really up to standard, and yeah, in the end I think we should have had 2 or 3 before half time, but then just really frustrating then at right on the brink of half time, literally the worst bloody time to concede as well. And yeah, we give away a penalty. All I would say, welcome to the stream, my friend. Make sure to leave your thoughts. All of you guys leave your thoughts in the chat. I will be reading them all out on this game. I'm really disappointed with a point, but my boy VVD is back. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Van Dijk was really, really good. I thought Lukaku was very good as well, but or not very good, but did what he had to do. But Van Dijk I thought was really good, really assured at the back once again for Liverpool. So it looks like he's back to his best really. Gary O.D. says, I'm a Chelsea fan, it wasn't a handball, we were unlucky and should have won. Yeah, brings me on to that point, we'll get to it. Now, first of all, I don't want to come on here and just play victim, because if I'm being perfectly unbiased and honest, I can understand why the red card was given. And first of all, it was a definite penalty. I mean, it hits Reece James' hand and denies a goal scoring opportunity, and that's probably the reason why as well I would say that a red card is probably justifiable. But I just feel like the way Anthony Taylor gave it was just disgraceful, to be honest. He literally walked over to the monitor, looked at a freeze frame, didn't even watch the incident at least once, looked at the freeze frame, and then just gave a penalty based on that and a red card. How can you send a player off based on a freeze frame? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, fair enough if you want to send them off, but at least watch the incident, for fuck's sake. Pardon my French. RK says, Mount and Lukaku both greedy, selfish, 2 chances they got to pass the ball to Havertz, they didn't. Mount is playing every game selfish manner. Tuchel should look at to replace him with Ziyech. I don't know, man. On one hand I agree, but Mount and Lukaku, I wouldn't say unselfish. I think unselfish is massively harsh, to be honest. I think it was just lack of good decision making in the final third, and maybe a bit of hesitance to play that final ball. But I do agree with your point that there was a lot of opportunities in the first half. We had to kill off the game in the first half. As I said earlier on in the stream, we should have had 2 or 3 before half time, before we gave Liverpool the opportunity to get back in it with the penalty. Funny how these scousers are complaining, but we had the better chances with Kovacic and Lukaku. Yeah, I'd actually probably agree with that, to be honest. At first I was thinking that's a bit harsh on Liverpool, but even though Liverpool dominated the game in the second half, we really did control them, and I think we showed a lot of steel in the second half to completely shut out Liverpool. And to be honest, if you divide the game into quarters, I think, well, the first 2 quarters, which is obviously the first half, I think we were absolutely brilliant, as I said. Controlled the game completely, had the better chances, as you just pointed out there. And in the second half, I think, once again, if you divide it into quarters, I think the third quarter, Liverpool really, really had it on us and were dominating the game in terms of actually, creating chances and actually worrying us and, playing the ball around and trying to create chances in pockets of space, etc. But then for the final quarter of the game, I think that they barely created anything. We had them defensively, and they kind of ran out of ideas, really, by the looks of it. So I think that, on one hand, negative in terms of the fact we should have killed off the game, but very positive in the fact that we've come away from Anfield with 10 men for a half of the game with a point and showed incredible steel and resolution at the back as well, to be honest. Where was I here? I think the rule, if it's cleared off the line with a handball, it's a red no matter what. I'm not sure though. Yeah, that's why I'd say that it probably, I can understand why it was given. Now, to be honest, when it was given, I was really pissed off because there's nothing really Reece James can do, and there's no guarantee if it doesn't hit his hand, it's going to go in anyway. But as I said, I just think the way that Anthony Taylor dealt with the situation was incredibly bad. Said Belkacem says after the card for James, just hopping for the least damage, or hoping for the least damage. Yeah, pretty much. I think it was just, hold on to what we have. I think we saw that in the second half when obviously Chalobah came on and Silva came on at half time. Obviously not promising that N'Golo Kante is injured as well. We'll see how long that's for. And with 2 days left in the window, or 3 days left in the window, I don't think we should be going for Saul, to be honest. I think we should be going for a backup for Kante, someone like Tchouaméni, or even just Declan Rice. Get someone in on loan or something like that who can cover for Kante, because we can't afford for Kante to keep getting injured and just be relying on Jorginho and Kovacic the whole season, because if one of them gets injured, then we're absolutely screwed. Daniel Knight 14, welcome to the stream, my guy. Hope you are having a good day. And as I said, I'll go into the positives now, because obviously as a Chelsea fan, there's nothing really to be negative about, really, is there? And one thing I will say is we definitely showed, I think, some title winning potential today. As I said, to come away from Anfield with a point after playing 45 or more minutes with 10 men and conceding right in the brink of half time, and obviously with the crowd back as well, Anfield, their first proper big game at home at Anfield in full capacity, I think shows positive signs. And Thomas Tuchel once again showing his tactical nous, to be honest, because we've got one hell of a manager, I think it's fair to say. And now we head into an international break, unfortunately, but after that we play Aston Villa at home, then we, I think, play Man City at home, and then we go to Spurs. So we have a very tough run of games coming up, it's fair to say. But if we can get through those games and be even within a point of the top spot, and even just get near to maximum points in those games, I think we're looking good for the Premier League title. And to be honest, I as I said in my Premier League predictions, if you watch that, I think we're going to win the Premier League, but maybe that's just me being biased. Pano123 says, "Hola amigo, welcome to the stream, my friend." Yeah, that's why I said that I think we showed some title winning ambition there, because because I think to come away with a point, as I keep saying, I know I'm repeating myself, but not a bad result. Fair draw, I can say. Yeah, probably on the balance of things, it probably was a fair draw. As I said though earlier on in the stream, we should have killed off the game in the first half with a few chances we had. Daniel Knight says, "I'm happy with the draw." I assume you're a Liverpool fan once again, but good. It wasn't a bad game overall, and that's what I'd say about the Reece James red card as well, is that it pretty much ruined the game, because I think beforehand it was a really, really good game. Even though I think we dominated the game, I think Liverpool were always going to come back into the game regardless, and I think it would have made the game a lot more open if we had 11 men, to be honest, but maybe that's just me being biased, because it would have benefited us. But we move. Once again, we fail to beat Liverpool in front of a full crowd. Obviously that's a record that still haunts us, and for the second season in a row, we play Liverpool within the first 3 games of the season and end with 10 men. But in terms of the standard performers, I just want to say Andreas Christensen was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he got man of the match on Sky Sports, and deservedly so. He was absolutely phenomenal once again. And since Thomas Tuchel's come in, you can see he's been in the gym. He's up for the physical battles now as well. Yeah, he's really come on leaps and bounds, Christensen. I'm so happy to see it, and he's been absolutely brilliant. And Thiago Silva is probably worried, because he probably won't get his place back in the team based on Christensen's form. I think Azpilicueta and Rudiger were quite good as well. Mendy made a few good saves when it was needed. I think Jorginho was quite sloppy today. It was probably one of his poorer games in the Chelsea shirt, I'm not going to lie, for quite a while anyway, because normally he's so consistent. So we'll leave him off, because he's entitled for a bad game every now and then. The UEFA Player of the Year as well. But I thought he was quite sloppy today. Gave away the ball too many times, unusually so. I thought Kante was okay in the first half. Didn't really notice him too much. Kovacic was decent enough in the second half. Did what he had to do. Mount, Havertz and Lukaku, as I said, I think Lukaku ran his socks off. Did what he had to do. Fought for the team as well. And just ran in the lines as usual. Mount and Havertz, once again, just decent performances. Havertz's header was ridiculously good. What a goal that was from Kai Havertz. I absolutely lost my shit when that went in, but what a header to loop it over Alisson from that impossible angle as well. We had the better chances even with 10 men. I suppose, yeah, I'd say it's probably, on the whole balance of things, you're probably right, to be fair, because that chance with Kovacic and Lukaku at the end was really good. But Liverpool, even still, for the third quarter of the game, had some decent chances. I think Jota missed a really good chance in the middle with a header. Cristiano Ronaldo went to Man United kind of crazy. I know, I did a video on that yesterday if you want to go and check that out, after the stream, of course. Daniel Knight's a Chelsea fan, my apologies. I thought you were a Liverpool fan for some reason. Just me being stupid. 2 defeats and 10 at Anfield. That's actually not that bad now that you put it into context, really. Maybe I was just misled, but for some reason I just feel like we have a bad record against Liverpool in recent years. I don't know why, but yeah, as I keep saying, on the balance of things, a fair draw. Let me know what your opinions are down in the chat about the not necessarily the penalty decision, because I think everyone can agree it was a penalty, but if you think it was a red card or not, or whether you think it was harsh, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know, as I said, who you think the better team was, and actually let me know in the chat as well an interesting question: who do you think is most likely to win the league, Chelsea or Liverpool? Unbiased opinions wise, I'm going to say Chelsea, obviously, maybe a bit biased, but as I said, I think we're going to win the Premier League this season. I think we've shown great signs so far, but the next 3 or 4 games will tell a lot against Villa, Spurs, and or Villa, City and Spurs. I'm not even sure who we play after that. I think we play like Brighton or someone like that, someone mid-table. But yeah, positive overall. I think we were extremely resolute in the second half as well, as I said. Defended absolutely brilliant, just nulled completely any Liverpool threat for the most of the second half when we needed to, which is a very positive sign, because defence wins titles at the end of the day. That's the famous saying, isn't it? So I think Alonso had a poor game. Yeah, I think he had a poor game as well, to be honest. I think probably Alonso was a little bit off fault for the goal we conceded as well, or the penalty we conceded, because he went up for the header when Mendy probably could have caught it, to be honest. And yeah, Mendy showed all game how decisive he was and how controlling he was of his area, caught everything that was put into the box, really. So I think that was poor from Alonso, and I think he probably had a sloppy game as well, to be fair. But yeah, we move. I think both fullbacks defensively were quite poor today overall, and I was quite worried seeing Alonso playing, because Salah. I think Rudiger had to be on form, because Salah's pace. Whenever we play against Liverpool, especially when we used to play with a back four, Alonso used to get absolutely burnt with Salah's pace down that left hand side for us. So yeah, that's at Stamford Bridge. I think that's based on something I said earlier on. But yeah, once again, let me know in the chat your opinions on this game, your opinions on any of the games, of course, as you can see on the screen there at the bottom. I have some of the results up there from the today's games. I watched Man City and Arsenal. Arsenal were just absolutely horrendous. They were just absolutely unbelievably bad, and to be honest, they've hit rock bottom. And I watched Norwich versus Leicester, because of course my brother's a Norwich fan. I thought Norwich were really, really good, and were actually extremely unlucky not to get anything from the game. I think Liverpool will finish 4th this season, because they haven't done much in the window. I'd say you're probably about right there, to be fair. I think my honest prediction is Chelsea 1st, City 2nd, United 3rd, and Liverpool 4th. I think Ronaldo going to United makes it really, really competitive. Chelsea played very well, even though we had 10 men. Yeah, I agree. I think we played really well. We did what we had to do. Defensively, really good. And yeah, I think that at this moment in time, you can't really complain if you're a Chelsea fan, because at this moment in time, it looks really, really good. We could be signing Jules Koundé in the next 2 days. That would be a really good sign. And even though we're sorted for depth at centre back, but Koundé would fit in the system absolutely brilliantly. And to be honest, I think Azpilicueta has actually been really, really good so far this season. So maybe he has a point to prove. I don't know. And yeah, hopefully, I think hopefully anyway, we get, I won't be too disappointed, because we can't be spoilt as Chelsea fans. We've got a £100 million striker who's added a lot to our team, but I think we need cover for Kante in that DM role, because if he's going to be injured a lot like he was last season and over previous years, then we could be in trouble when he gets injured. Edvins88, welcome to the stream. You have to look more from the perspective that Liverpool's full team didn't break you down for 45 minutes. You're going to be hard to beat, but let's see what you can do. Let's see what we can do against you. Fully agree, to be honest. I think you're spot on there. As I said, I think we showed a lot of steel in that second half to completely null Liverpool for most of the game, and yeah, I think you're spot on. All I would say, says Aspi was solid. He really was, to be fair. I think Azpilicueta, in the 3 games we played this season, I think he's been really, really good defensively anyway, and this back 3 really, really suits him. And yeah, as I said, Christensen, man of the match. Absolutely brilliant performance from him. He has come on leaps and bounds since Tuchel's come in. Been absolutely brilliant. And yeah, we got to 10 men at Anfield and steal a point from Arsenal. Go to 10 men, they lose 5-0, pretty much. Yeah, and to be honest, I think what Arsenal's game as well is, I hate to go off topic, but Arsenal's lineup was horrendous. I mean, a back 3 of Chambers, Holding and Kolasinac. How can you go to the Etihad with a back 3 of Chambers, Holding and Kolasinac? And then you have Xhaka in midfield alongside Odegaard in the pivot. Odegaard is literally number 10. Has no real defensive capabilities about him, and you have him next to Granit Xhaka, who can be, as we saw by the red card, can be rash and can be unreliable at times himself. So I just really don't understand that. But yeah, Arsenal crumbled like an absolute digestive biscuit. We stunk out Anfield. You can put it that way. To be fair, you can put it that way. We silenced the crowd for most of the game, and definitely positive signs. I'm really happy to see that our fans, as I can tell in the chat, are not going overboard and saying negative things, because I think there's nothing really negative you can say apart from the fact that it was frustrating that we didn't kill off the game in the first half, and we gave away the penalty, of course, as well. I hope Chelsea beat Spurs because I can't stand them. Fully agree. And Mbabu says, "Hey Noah, Liverpool fan here. I beg we sign someone ASAP. We need an attacker." Yeah, fully agree, to be honest. I think that's probably the main reason why Liverpool might not win the league this season, because you need an attacker for sure, because what people are actually forgetting is the fact that Salah and Mane are going to be going to the African Cup of Nations in January. I'm not sure how your fixtures are there, but even still, if you're playing against bottom tier teams in the Premier League, you still struggle without Salah especially, and Mane as well. Literally just be Jota, Firmino and Harvey Elliott probably as a front three, considering Shaqiri's gone to Lyon. Surely Liverpool have to sign an attacker. Surely they do. Someone like Doku, I saw they were linked with. Lucas Ocampos from Sevilla, I saw they were linked with. They surely have to get a winger, replace Shaqiri, especially for that depth when the African Cup of Nations comes around. I think Arteta will be sacked this season. Surely. Does anyone actually really think that he'll last the season? I don't even think he'll last Christmas, to be honest. Bottom of the league, minus 9 goal difference, conceded 9 goals, scored none, 0 points from 3 games. I know they've had some tough games, but to not score and to concede 9 goals in 3 games is not acceptable for an Arsenal manager. And I think he should stay, though. He's a great manager. Arsenal, anyone in Arsenal, Stan Kroenke, if you're for some reason one of the 5 viewers in the stream at the moment, keep Arteta, trust the process. He's a world-class manager, and I'm sure he will come good eventually, because I think that even as a neutral fan, I can see that he is going to make Arsenal Premier League and Champions League winners in the next 2 or 3 years. Brentford and Palace in January. Even still, the thing is, winnable games for sure, even without those guys, but you don't want to take the risk, really, do you? You don't want to take the risk, because Salah is so important to this Liverpool team. Salah is just absolutely insane, and Mane as well in his day can be absolutely world class. You don't want to miss one of them, let alone 2 of them. So I imagine that you'd want to be signing an attacker in the next few days of the window before it concludes. Love being a part of your channel. Keep up the good work. Massively appreciated, man. I really appreciate your support. You literally every single stream or video you're on it, so I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, massively appreciate that. One of the OGs you are. And it's good to have you, not just yourself, but all of you in the chat as a discussion as well, because I want to be doing more of these live streams. I'm kind of getting bored of the videos, to be honest, because it just feels like it's just me. Whereas when I'm doing a stream, I'm actually talking to people, if you know what I mean, which is just what I want to be doing, really. So I'll probably end up doing a lot more of these streams. So really do appreciate you all coming into the stream, and expect this more often. And turn on bell notifications, because after every Chelsea match, hopefully from now on, we'll be doing a live stream. That's the aim anyway. Fun fact, Ramsdale has been relegated with every team he ever played with. That is true. And Arsenal are bottom of the league. Could we be onto something? Imagine Arsenal got relegated. Imagine Arsenal. That would, honestly, I wouldn't stop laughing for the rest of my life. FSG out. Yeah, to be honest, I think some Liverpool fans don't even want him to go, which really surprises me, because if United fans are wanting the Glazers out after they buy Ronaldo, Sancho and Varane in one transfer window, then Liverpool fans, to be fair, man, people can say what they like about FSG and investing and how they invested 80 million on Van Dijk and 60 on Alisson, whatever, but that was basically all from money they got from Coutinho, really. Liverpool, have they really ever spent big money on a player where they haven't? Basically what I'm saying is, have Liverpool ever been in massive expenditure? I can't remember it. That's why I think Klopp is an absolute miracle worker. I'll always have respect for Jurgen Klopp, because he's an unbelievable manager, given the tools. I missed the intro. We might have to bring it back. We will certainly see. I think Ronaldo won't be the same player at Manchester United because he's 36 years old. Certainly I agree with you that he won't be the same player, but he'd be a different kind of player. He's probably the best goal getter to ever live, to be honest, in the Premier or in football. He has to add some sort of something to Manchester United. It could go one or two ways, to be honest. I don't think Ronaldo will flop, but I certainly don't think he'll be as good as he was before. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'll eat a slice of humble pie. That's just my opinion. Last season we won Anfield, the Etihad and drew at Old Trafford. We conceded 1 goal. Yeah, our record in the big games last season under Tuchel at the back end was unreal. Excuse me. But yeah, our record in the big games was unreal, and that's why That's one of the reasons I fully believe we'll win the league this season, because like our record already is unbelievable in the big games. Tuchel has the tactical knowledge to outdo any team really on his day. And if the players keep the same motivation and keep to the spirits and do what Tuchel asked them to do in these big games, I think it'll be just fine. Last season, the reason why we were so poor sometimes under Tuchel is because we couldn't score goals against the small teams. Now we have one of the best goal scorers in the world, and that's why I think we'll win the league, because we'll turn those draws into wins with Lukaku's goals. He's a striker capable, as we've seen against Arsenal, getting a goal out of nothing. Arsenal always make your day. Too right. Arsenal always make your day. Whenever you're frustrated about your team losing or drawing, Arsenal, they're always there to make you feel some sort of way, aren't they? They're always there to make you feel better. I love that. 5-0. They lost 5-0. I know it's the City, but they're missing De Bruyne, they're missing Foden, they don't have a striker, they missed that one, Kane. Yeah, Arsenal are in the mud, well and truly. And to be honest, I think it probably still would have been 4 or 5-0 had they not got Xhaka sent off. Maybe they would have not had as little possession they did, but I certainly think that City would have at least got 3 past them, or 4, even if Xhaka didn't get sent off, because he was sent off at 2-0. Why is Chilwell not playing? I think it's just because Alonso's been so good recently, to be honest. I mean, I said back in, I think Alonso was our best player against Villarreal. He was really good against Crystal Palace, probably our best player against Crystal Palace as well, besides Chalobah, who did well when he came on as well. And who else did we have? Or who else did we play? Yeah, and he was quite good against Arsenal as well. So I presume Chilwell will probably come in after the international break. I expect him to probably start against Aston Villa. Just give him a run out, especially with the fact he's not going on international duty with England. Ollie has a great record against Chelsea. Can't wait for that game. Stay safe and well. You too, my friend. Appreciate the goodwill, the good wishes, I should say. But yeah, Ollie for some reason has a good record against us. They've only played us once with Tuchel in charge, and that was a 0-0 draw. But now we have Big Romelu Lukaku. What a striker. So yeah, that'll be an interesting game. I'm not sure when we're playing ye. I'm pretty sure the first game's at Stamford Bridge, and I think it's October, November time, or probably November. But yeah, I always love playing Man United, especially because we always seem to struggle against them, to be honest. Alonso had dodgy moments today, but he was okay. Yeah, completely hit the nail on the head there. That's my exact opinion. Had some dodgy moments, but overall wasn't too bad. The only player I really think was really sloppy for us was Jorginho, and I hate to dig out Jorginho because I absolutely love the guy, and to be honest, he's probably entitled to it because he's been absolutely unbelievable for so long now. I just felt like he misplaced a lot of his passes today, which doesn't really tend to happen a lot, so we'll leave him off. Arsenal at a point had 9% possession at the Etihad. I saw that. There was even a 5-minute spell in the second half I saw on BT Sport that City had 97% possession, which is just unreal. Like, I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure City have 100% broken some possession record in the Premier League today with the amount of possession they had. Just insane stuff from City, but once again Arsenal crumbled. I don't think any team would have crumbled as much as Arsenal did today. They're just absolutely spineless. How Kolasinac still gets a game there, let alone at the Etihad, is absolutely beyond me. But we'll see what happens. And the biggest spenders as well in the transfer window, let's just remember as well. Who do you think are our biggest rivals? I don't know really, because obviously our closest rivals are Fulham, but we don't really feel any sort of way against Fulham. I actually quite like Fulham, to be honest. But you'd have to say Spurs, but even still, I dislike Arsenal more than Spurs, just because I think some of their fans can be very delusional when they want to be, despite the fact that they have nothing to be delusional about. But you'd have to say Spurs, but I would say personally, I would say Arsenal. Been streaming for 26 minutes. I'm gonna stream for 1 or 2 more minutes, and then I'll go off, have some Dominoes, and yeah, then I will log off. But certainly, as I said, I want to be doing a lot more live streams. I think they're way more enjoyable, to be honest. Just interacting with you lot gives a good discussion and debate as well. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned on the channel for that. Turn on notifications right now. Do it right now, because I will be streaming a lot more. And as you can see, I read out pretty much every comment, unless there's the odd one that's like inappropriate, which never really tends to happen, to be fair. But I'll read out every comment. We have a bit of a discussion. We have a bit of a laugh sometimes, and yeah, I'll be doing a lot more live streams, whether it be match reactions. Even sometimes I might just pick a time slot and just say every day at this time, or on this day at this time I'll stream for an hour or something like that, just talk about what's happening. In my opinion, I presume you mean the red card. The only contact was made with the ball in his arm, was initially rebounded off his thigh area onto his arm. Yes, after he swings the ball with his arm, however, it didn't actually connect. To a certain extent, I think you're right, to be fair. To a certain extent. As I said, I'm on the fence with this. I'm not going to argue with it, because to be fair, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be saying it was a pen as well, or a red card as well. Kepa in January, I'm bricking it. To be honest, I know Mendy is a very, very good goalkeeper, and we're going to miss him when he goes to the African Cup of Nations, especially with the fact that probably Senegal are probably going to get far because they have a good team. I'd be confident with Kepa now. I think Kepa's been quite good. He hasn't put a foot wrong since Tuchel's come in. So whatever he's done, but I'd hold off on being worried about Kepa till he gives us another reason to. Chelsea fan, I hate Arsenal most. Spurs I'm not too bothered about, fully in my opinion as well. I think Spurs aren't, I don't even know, I was going to say not competition, but Arsenal aren't competition either. It's just Arsenal fans are just so, they can be delusional. Melzady, welcome to the stream. My Don, good result for Chelsea, Liverpool's loss. You could say the same about both teams, to be honest. As I said last time, as I said at the start of the stream, I think we should have had the game killed off in the first half before the incident, and we did really well in the second half to kill off Liverpool. I think Liverpool at the same time probably should have done more. They ran out of ideas, with 15 minutes or so to go, but I think we defended really well, showed some great steel. In the words of Brendan Rodgers, we showed great character, great intensity. So yeah, lads, it's been fun, it's been great, it's been a joy, but I'm going to end it there because I'm going to go off now, get some food, and probably just chill for the night after what has been a really good day of football once again. Honestly, so glad the Premier League is back. It gives you so much excitement on weekends I can't even describe. But thanks literally every one of you that has tuned into the stream. Really do appreciate the support as per usual. As I said, turn on notifications right now because I will be doing more streams on this channel, whether it be match reactions or just random streams where I just talked to you guys about football for half an hour to an hour. We will wait and see. But really looking forward to the future now on this channel and the Premier League in general. As I said, thanks very much guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next stream.